I rise in opposition to this amendment. I rise in opposition because I know what it's like to live with and travel with a disabled person, my brother-in-law, very distinguished retired lawyer who actually was injured in a diving accident and is paralyzed from the waist down. I never fully had an appreciation for ADA until I started living with him and realized, as he said, that the ADA was not a zoning ordinance about construction. The ADA is a civil right that this Congress enacted, a civil right. 22 years ago, this Congress enacted it. It was remarkable legislation. And to govern that legislation, we have an access board who are not made up, as someone said, of bureaucrats, but they're made up of citizens who are appointed, some by the president, I guess all by the president. And I've watched, because my brother-in-law was appointed to that board under President Clinton. I've watched that board as they go through all kinds of issues dealing with people with disabilities, very conscientiously, thorough hearings, lots of discussions about how to implement it. And I'm just shocked that Congress would think that we ought to take away an access. I'm sure these same debates were given when people said, well, we shouldn't do curb cuts. They cost money, and there's nobody standing on that curb that needs it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, curb cuts make a big difference, not just for people that are disabled, but just for elderly people who can't be that lift. And by the way, you and I are all, as my friends like to say, temporarily able-bodied persons, because you never know when you're going to be in the next accident. So I think that statements were made are right on this side, that there's a lot of misinformation going on about these proposed regulations. I represent the Tourism Caucus. I'm the chair of in the bipartisan caucus on tourism. And yeah, a lot of my hotelers have come in and said you can't do this. But you know what? There's an exemption in there for small hotels for whom the pool lift is too expensive for them to buy it. They're exempted. The regulation also allows hotelers to do either a permanent or portable. There's a lot of discussion here that this is all portable, it's mandatory. By the way, the disabled community is a big traveling community. There's a lot of money in that community. And I'll just give a kudo, because one of the hotels that's very conscientious about this and has a reputation for being extremely well suited for disabilities is the Four Seasons Hotel. That is not a cheap hotel. So there are conscientious hotelers out there that want to reach this market. There are people that want to get access, and we should never, never take away something that is so essential to quality of life. Indeed, I think our role here is to protect the domestic tranquility of this country, and a lot of that domestic tranquility is people with disabilities, including many of our soldiers. So I'll yield back, but I want to make sure that we defeat this amendment.
For what purpose?